Hello, thank you for joining me for your social studies class. Today we're going to be talking about the three branches of government. That's right, the three branches of government, and you know what they are: the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch. And to help you remember that, we're going to have a homework assignment. I know, homework. But we're going to make a fun and exciting graphic organizer to help you remember. So make sure you have a sheet of paper, pen, paper, markers, whatever you need to help you remember. So let's grab a sheet of paper, just like this, and we're going to fold this sheet of paper to make our graphic organizer. So let's go ahead and take the top portion of the paper and just fold it in. Doesn't have to be perfect. Make a crease, okay, just like that. And take the bottom section and fold it in too, okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. And open it up, okay. And you should have 3 columns, 1, 2, and 3 on your paper. Then you're going to take that paper and fold it in one time. Go across and fold the bottom part down and go across. Does it have to be perfect? Just like a hamburger. I mean, a hot dog, excuse me. Does it have to be perfect? No. Just make sure you have 9 squares on your paper. Okay? 9 squares. All right? Now, Ms. Jackson, why are we making a graphic organizer? Because this will help you remember. You can use colors, markers, anything, the colors that pop to help you remember the information. Now, what I would like you to do is take your marker, your color, and write the number 3 in the first square. Okay? Then write branches of in the second square. Then write government in the last square on the top. That's what I would like for you to do. So if you need to pause the video, you can, and write that down. The next thing I would like for you to do is write legislative branch, executive branch, and judicial. Okay? If you need to pause the video, go ahead and pause it so you can write it down. If you want to make this very fun and exciting with your brothers and sisters, your granny, your mama, your dad, go ahead and you can make a line down here in color, a line right here in color, to branch off the section off what we're going to put our information in. You can color it. You can even put a dot right here, a dot right here, and a dot right here to make a distinction between your 3 branches. All right? This is what your graphic organizer should look like. Your first 3 squares and the title for your next 3 squares. Now, what we're going to do next is just give you very simple information that goes in the graphic organizer for the 3 branches of government. And then the homework assignment is coming after that. Don't worry, it's not hard. You can get your parents to help you, your brothers and sisters. Use your smartphone, the internet. You can go to the library and do this. It's fine. So, what you think comes next after we have written down those 3 branches of government? Let's think about it. What do the 3 branches of government do? What do they do? Let's look. So, up under legislative, you need to have the legislative branch. What do they do? Make laws. The next branch is what? The executive branch. They carry out the laws. And the judicial branch. They evaluate the laws. Okay? So let's just take a second to go ahead and write that down. If you need to, go ahead and pause the tape. You can. Okay? And I'm going to move on to the next section. All right? Okay. Now, each branch consists of different people that work in those branches, different sections of people that work in those branches. So that's what we're going to discuss next. And this is where your homework is going to come in. Like I stated, let's talk about the legislative branch. I'm going to hold the whole graphic organizer up so you can see. And I don't want you to become overwhelmed, but this is how your graphic organizer will look like. And on the back, if you run out of space, you can write some things on the back, especially your homework. You can put that on the back. Okay? Now, under the legislative branch, I would like for you to put Senate and the House of Representatives. I'd like for you to write that down. The Senate and the House of Representatives makes up our Congress. And for your homework, for question number 1, I would like you to tell me how many members are in the Senate. And for number 2, how many members of the Congress are in the House of Representatives. You can use the internet and ask your parents. If you need to stop the tape and rewind it to get the questions, you can do so. Next, we're going to move on to the executive branch. The executive branch consists of the president and the vice president and the cabinet. I would like for you to tell me, who is our president right now? Who is our vice president? And you can go ahead and list departments of the cabinet, okay? All right. And last, we're going to be talking about the judicial branch. You notice I have the questions up more outside the Supreme Court, right? That's going to be the question that I'm going to ask you. How many members do we have on our Supreme Court? And then you can go ahead and list the names. But the judicial system is comprised of the Supreme Court and other federal courts, and also is comprised of lower courts, trial courts, traffic courts, civil courts, criminal courts, things like that. Okay? So tomorrow when you come to school, make sure you have your graphic organizer. Okay? And if you have it bedazzled or with a lot of color on it to help you remember the information, that'll be great. Okay? So let's be reminded. Today we talked about the 3 branches of government, and they are the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch. We also said that the legislative branch makes laws, the executive branch carry out laws, and the judicial branch evaluates the laws. Okay? So for homework, you're going to be telling me how many members of the Congress are in the Senate, how many of members of Congress are in the House of Representatives, who is our president now, who is our vice president, and what is the cabinet comprised of. Okay? Next, you're going to tell me how many Supreme Court justices do we have, and you're going to list their name. Okay? So if you have any questions, pause the video, rewind the video, and go over it. This graphic organizer about the 3 branches of government should be very helpful for you. And if you need any additional help tomorrow, we're going to go over it. And we're going to check your graphic organizers out. And we're going to give extra credit for those who bedazzled the most. And we're going to have a Google Classroom assignment on this. So let's be reminded. 3 branches of government by Ms. Jackson. Have a good one.